in this session, I'm going to talking about how to using Google to create an engaging e-learning environment. Maybe I can talk a bit. Cloud services is like something. Now you're for Google, for example, Google have like Google Docs. It's a cloud services. What you can do is just doing the document, just spreadsheet, Excel worksheet on, but it's not on your computer. It's through a browser. So everything will be going to save on your own account. So in that case, and if you can access the document, the spreadsheet anywhere, where you get the internet access.
I think when we were talking, it was more personal use probably than teaching and learning, the way it's facilitating what we've just been talking about, the sharing of files, but also the interesting things that are happening with possibly software no longer being on your computer, which is where it's going. The software that we're using, I think, is eventually all going to be cloud-based, and you'll pay a subscription service per year. There are lots of issues with this, with connectivity, bandwidth, inequalities in access, but there's definitely a huge move away from, at least for the document and the Office suites, away from I'm going to pay to put stuff on my local hard drive. So I think there are interesting things happening.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's continue. So now we know a bit more about what is cloud services, and today we are trying to talking more about on Google services. I will go into a bit more about the Google Docs, Google Sites, and maybe one Google Apps. And what I'm going to do is trying to make use of these services and stick to the topic of today's topic. So you may have a question how to make use of the Google Docs, Google Sites, or the surveys, how to stick to the apps. At the end of this session, I hope you can get some idea how to making use of these features and doing a portfolio, external site, and a core site, and create your own personal learning environment, PLE.
The thing about Google Sites, I think, when you look at it, is a lot of it you might see that the functionality is quite similar to the learning management system, and then the question is, but why? Particularly as we've said to you, well, there are some attendant risks in going outside of the university system. Now, I would look at this in two ways, I think. One of them is from the teacher's perspective. It is the case, in my opinion, that Google Sites is probably easier to use than the LMS, but also a little bit more feature-rich in terms of what you can do there. If we relate it back to the ARCS model about attention, what can we do in there? So, for example, embedding Google Maps very easily, bringing in YouTube videos. But more than this, and I think this is the fundamental limitation of a learning management system, think about Google Sites from the perspective of your students. How much can your students do to author inside of the learning management system? Well, I can tell you inside Moodle, really not very much at all. And even the wiki function in Moodle is very, very limited compared to freely available wikis are outside. So I think one of the great things about what Nikki's showing us today is think about your student authoring system and think about the kinds of things beyond content knowledge, but what is it we really want our students doing? We want them in, at least, I think, graduating with a range of capabilities, digital capabilities, that make them fit for purpose. I love making students sound like functionary cogs in a wheel. Fit for purpose when they go out into the workplace. And it is a fact that these environments are just increasing at an exponential rate. It is the way in which the world's going. And our students will be graduating into workplaces where using this kind of software is just common practice. So I think there's a good argument to be made around the student voice, and I think there's a very good argument to be made around, you should never do this, 5 years' time, there will have been a really significant shift towards cloud-based computing and cloud-based applications and services. Particularly, I think, in terms of what I'm going to talk about at the end of the day, which is these devices. The whole model is changing. So I think, yeah, thanks, Nicky. I just wanted to put it in context a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. refer to what you say. Later we will demonstrate how to make use of the Google Docs to collaborate student idea during the lesson. And now I want to show you is what kind of Google Docs, what surface of Google Docs are available. Actually, once you log in your own account, you can see there's a document. Document is same as the Microsoft Word. You can create. The interface is very similar to Microsoft Word, so it should be not a big problem when you try it, when you initial using it. And spreadsheet is Excel, equivalent to Microsoft Excel. And presentation is equal to Microsoft PowerPoint. So all this, the layout, the features is very close to the Microsoft one. So you can quite easy to catch up. And the fourth one I want to show is the drawing. Yeah. Drawing is you can draw anything like using line or typing text or even using you can do anything or insert images and then after that what you are going to do for drawing, you can insert this thing into your Google Docs or spreadsheet or PowerPoint. So it's kind of like working a whole total solution for your course material. And the last thing is quite interesting is using the Google Form. You can create your own form, and there's a different question type you can choose. Like in earlier of this section, I mentioned that there's a Google Apps. I want to show is one apps. Actually, there's a lot of Google Apps on the Google Surface. Some is you have to pay, some is free, and this one is you can create like a flow chart. It already has all these features there, and sometimes the Google Docs, the drawing may not be fulfill what you need. Then this external surface provided by the Google Apps, you can consider. If you pay, then you can get more features. One thing need to mention is actually Google Apps account that's got two tabs. One is business apps. Another tab is education. Education should be free. Most of the items should be free. And once you ask for institution to register it, then you can get the service. For business apps, you have to pay for every single account. So now I would like to round up what we talked today regarding on the Google services. So the first thing is the Google Docs, the second is Google Site, and the third is Google Apps. All these three things, you can think about how to make it together and make use of the Google Docs and back into the Google Site, and like that become an in-class activity. And Google Site actually is not only for teacher side. You can also think about how to make use of the Google Site, ask the student to build their own portfolio, and their portfolio can be used for their future career. So it's become their CV, they can upload their CV. So the idea is making all these services together and try to let the student feel that this service can help them not only for study and in the future, and also can help their career after graduate. So this is what I would like to share with you today. Yeah.